My name is Wes Burdine, and this is a special Do Nord football show, Goes to Training, where I report back from Minnesota United's training. Today, August 20th, I talked to Manny Lagos about last week's emphatic win over Indy 11 and the preparations for this Saturday's matchup with New York Cosmos in Long Island. Check out the regular podcast at donordfootball.com and every other possible corner of the internet. Today, training at Parade, how are you looking forward to this New York game where you'll be playing on turf?
No, I think, it's a tough question, and I think we're all soccer fans, and I think the audience I'm speaking to in this interview is a pretty high-level audience that understands at any level on this continent, you're going to have to play on grass sometimes and turf sometimes, and you mentally have to prepare for it. So, aesthetically or emotionally, would we rather be on grass? For sure. But the reality is it's hard to find venues in all levels that are all grass. So we have to be prepared to play and really quickly adjust to that type of surface. I don't think you should overthink it or underthink it, but acknowledge that it's a part of the American soccer landscape.
The three games we've played with New York Cosmos have all ended 1-0 to the New York Cosmos. What have you learned from those games?
I think I still don't think we've put our best showing against them for whatever reason. We've had good halves against them, but not a good enough 90 minutes. And I think one of the things we're trying to really address this week is to evolve from last week and certainly build on the confidence from that, but still improve in how we particularly move and shift defensively, and then also how we move the ball and break their lines down offensively. So there's no doubt, we acknowledge that they've had the better of us in close games, and we're looking forward to, particularly now that I think they're going to be really looking for a result, that we get a chance to play them and test our mettle and see if we can turn that tendency around.
In the past, maybe it's been the case that you've given them a lot of respect because they are a quality team. There's quality players on that pitch for them. Now with the run that Minnesota's been having, is it a little bit more of a playing field, or does that not matter? Does that not factor in?
I just got to be. I give every team the same kind of healthy respect going into it, and same type of reality that I think we can have a good result as long as we kind of approach the game the right way, mentally and physically. So I think the only difference is we've been playing well. There's no doubt about it. We've found different ways to win, but we've got to make sure we're really aware of the little things first and foremost. And it doesn't matter the opponent. We're going on the road. We're playing in a different environment than we've had the last 3 weeks. Our routine's going to be different, so we have to make sure, I think, that we're prepared as a staff and as the players for the type of travel, and to really be ready for the mentality that it requires to get a result on the road.
Yeah. Just a few injury notes. Giuliano was on the pitch today training. Is he fully fit? Is he going to be in consideration for this weekend?
He is definitely looking good. It's nice to see a player who you're not sure how long the injury is going to be, but he's really going about things the right way to kind of get better and get back at it. And he actually trained 3/4 of the session yesterday, the full one today, so that was great to see.
Good. Then the two new guys, Rafael Burgos, I know, had the shoulder injury, and there's questions about whether he's going to be caught up to the rest of the team in terms of fitness. And then Pedro Mendez, who was in the 18 this past weekend. Rafael, is he still getting acclimated? Is he going to be in contention for this weekend?
I think so. I think he's been cleared pretty much fully fit training. This was his first couple days now since he got the injury, where he got to train twice, 2 days in a row, and he's I think he's really enjoying it here, and I think we're really enjoying having him. It's now a matter of just getting him to train more on the soccer side, because again, it's just unfortunate when you come in and get an injury like that pretty early on. So, but he's been really lively and sprightly this week. I think that happens to any player's psychology when they start feeling better.
And he was also named to the El Salvador
squad. Yep. So we'll more than likely, have him through Edmonton and then let him go.
Okay. And then just Pedro Mendes, what does he bring to the team? Why did you look to bring him?
Yeah, I think I mentioned in another interview. We just look at a player like him where I think there can be a lot of speculation about right or wrong why it didn't work in Indiana. I still think we've got a little bit of depth offensively that we want to kind of continue to make sure we're evolving with these next 2 months and how we kind of try to get better towards the end of the season. And this player became available. He's been in our league the last couple of years. I think he knows what it's about, and we're looking forward to having him on the roster and hopefully bolstering our depth offensively.
Going into Indy, or coming away from Indy into this week, it was a pretty spectacular game. Is it a matter of getting everyone's feet back on the ground, heads out of the clouds, or does the team naturally do that?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I would hope that their heads are, in a way in the clouds to dream big, because they should, and they should, have that ability to score great goals like that. And at the same time, I think it's important that we also embrace where we could have gotten better from last week and the last couple of weeks, because it's not always about that one game. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think that I would be, I think, a little bit too cynical of a coach if I just said, forget last week and move on to this week, and that was it's not, I think you create your luck and you create your moments, and I think the team Saturday showed just the work they've been putting in to create the moments that had the special night. I think from that we do have to make sure we're deciding to get better, and we're deciding to improve on the overall, I would say, last couple months, and then also some of that improvements is embracing the quality we've been doing and making sure you continue with that quality.
Yeah. The goals, all 5 goals from, well, at least 4 of them from the other night were kind of had a ridiculous flair to them in a way. What is it? How do you coach flair? Is there something you can?
I don't know on that, and I think obviously when you look at soccer and how it you have to break teams down and you have to create time and space to do special things. I think again, I'm going to give the credit to the guys that it just doesn't happen out of the blue, because there's defenses and there's stress and there's opponents. So I would say there's a healthy confidence from the finishing standpoint that the guys should have, which I'm excited to see, and then there's a really nice discipline of going about the things in the game at the times and the moments that need to have that discipline to create the creativity. Yeah.
Finally, you did your first. You tweeted your first tweet. When's the second tweet coming?
I'm not sure yet. I felt like there was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of pressure to have it be last weekend, and I just said no, not yet. So I'm still absorbing It sometimes feels like I'm talking in a third person when I tweet. I know that's not the case, but I've got to get over that. Obviously, it's a part of the modern world. Obviously, I'm talking hopefully to a fan base that is fans of the club. So I'm going to take my time with it a little bit and let it see where it goes.
Great, thanks.
All right.
You're listening to the Dinord Football Show from Minneapolis, Minnesota.